Baki Hanma is the main character and protagonist of the Baki the Grappler franchise. He is the son of Yujiro Hanma and Naomi Yakizawa. At the age of 13, he decided to take his training into his own hands to perform more intense training in the footsteps of his father. Throughout most of the series, Baki is usually shown to be a carefree, laid-back, hard-training and sometimes aggressive teenage boy. Baki strives to defeat his father, Yujiro Hanma, who is indisputably considered the strongest man alive. However, Baki's dream is not to replace Yujiro as the strongest man alive, but only to become strong enough to defeat him.
The reason I study martial arts and build strength is for a different reason than you. I don't want to become the world's strongest man. Even if I were one of the weakest creatures on the planet, I'd be fine knowing you were weaker.
No way, the kid really said that?
Yeah, or so I heard.
If that story's actually true, then he's quite different from us.
This goal stems from a natural desire to suppress his father, as well as a desire to avenge his mother, Emi Akizawa, whom Yujiro murdered. His relationship with his father is very ambitious and sad. Baki almost always speaks about him with great reluctance and anger. At the same time, it can be seen that Baki is not indifferent about what Yujiro thinks about him. Although they are even deadly enemies, Baki and Yujiro can play as a team when needed, just like during Great Chinese Tournament. They both never say it to each other directly, but they feel a strange family connection between them, even if Baki sometimes calls his own father by his name. This can be seen when Baki invites him to dinner or when they suddenly start to play a scene in which they both pretend to eat an imaginary meal together during their battle. Baki and Yujiro seem to have strong emotions for each other, although those feelings are not typically family. The deeper psychological aspect of their confusing relationship is best shown during their final fight in the third manga series. Yujiro is a very cruel and arrogant man. He shows no mercy toward anybody as he views mercy as a weak trait. Yujiro is also known to be emotionally manipulative. This can be seen in his relationship with his son and with Emi Akazawa, for example. He seemingly lives only to fight and cause destruction to anything and everything he can. His whole life and mindset are dedicated to nothing but fighting and growing stronger with each person he defeats, sometimes killing them. He tends to kill people if pushed or enraged enough and doesn't show care or remorse when doing so. He will also kill for pleasure or satisfaction when he feels like it. He has a deep resentment for those who are weak and does not even think it's worth killing them. He desires for his son Baki to become strong like him so he can enjoy a challenging fight with him as if Baki is a toy for him. He is also unexpectedly silent and stoic most of the time. Yujiro unabashedly interferes in Baki's affairs by creating destructive challenges for him to overcome and develop from. It should be noted that despite his oppressive and generally hands-off parenting style with Baki, he does in fact want him to become stronger. His motives for this are a mixture of Yujiro's own parental projection of Baki following in his own image as a legendary fighter and the potential of creating a stronger opponent for himself for entertainment. He encourages Baki to have sex with Kozuya Matsumoto, which eventually triggers his transition into manhood and a drastic change in Baki's fighting maturity, which is seen during his fight with Ryuko Yanagi.
強くなりたくは食らえ。朝も昼も夜もなく食らえ。直前直後にその肉を食らえ。あくまで食らえ。飽き果てるまで食らえ。食らって食らって食らい尽くせ。飽き果てるまで食らわせつつも足りぬメスであれ。食らい尽くせぬ女であれ。
During his 16th year, Yujiro was quite different from his current self. He was much calmer, less savage and not so bloodthirsty, most of the time defeating just his adversaries and destroying their vehicles. However, over the next 2 years on battlefields, Yujiro's desire to fight and bloodlust grows exponentially and mercilessly kills everyone who stands in his way, making him the man he is today. It may be that compared to his youth, the current Yujiro has had the chance to calm his personality and temper his instincts, perhaps as an extension of his manners and desire to project an image of sophistication. Yujiro can be a good company to anyone who had earned his respect or consideration. In these instances, he has no problem getting along with the people he has acknowledged.
Finishing him off with a headbutt to the face. Only a smartass like you would pull a move like that.
Oh.
He accepted Baki's request for a quiet dinner together, where despite Baki's resentment towards him, he admitted that he enjoyed the meal with Yujiro immensely. So Baki's relationship with Yujiro is quite hard and double-digit. At one side they are enemies, and on the other side they are still the father and son who had a hard time in life, mostly because of their Hanma blood, which provoked them to their long life journey of hard training and fights to find the ultimate power they both want to get.
Hey, Dad. I want you to fight me. I can put an end to this phase of my life.
Well, what's wrong? Now's your chance.
Baki Hanma, son of Yujiro Hanma, who's often called the world's strongest man. Baki's mother was killed by that very same Yujiro Hanma.
You kept pushing. And as you did, the worthless, fragile kitten you were evolved, becoming a lion who has the courage to stare right into my eyes. You continue to transform and mature into the person you are now.
Thank you for watching. If this video was interesting too, you can subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and see you in the next video. Bye.
And now that your style's perfected, you'll become my prey.
Oh.
Me and none of them not travel for any trip. In the seat of corruption, me say mini sit. Look like from corruption, them a benefit.